Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys the word cuck. If you guys don't know what cuck means, it basically means that, for example, if you had a girlfriend and I found her attractive, you would let me smash and do the devil's tango with your girlfriend. And you would let me do it because, well, I guess you're into that sort of thing. That is the definition of cuck. And today is going to be the story about how I basically ended up doing my friend's girlfriend. Yeah, kind of weird story to tell, but it is what it is. But before the story starts, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, let's just jump straight into this. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to an insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school, and I remember this was my grade 11 year. Now, in grade 11, I played a sport called rugby. In rugby, I was left wing, and I remember I played the sport just for fun. And to be honest, I got really close with a lot of the guys that were also playing with me. You know, one thing I gotta say is that when you play a sport, especially like football or rugby, the locker room talk is one of the most insane things ever. Because when you go into the locker room, there are no boundaries. From looking at everyone's eggplants to basically bending over and getting a hit from behind, there are a lot of things that happen in that locker room. And I remember one time, there was one person in our team that was really, really jacked. Like, he was huge, and I'm not gonna lie to you, if he was on steroids, I would believe it. I remember basically, I was changing and getting out of my rugby clothing until I saw this guy walk up to me. He walked up to me and said, "Yo, Bubba, I have a question, bro." "Yeah, what's going on?" is what I asked him. "Well, like, I have this girlfriend, right? And like, I really care about her and everything, but for some reason, she just doesn't seem happy with me, and I don't know what it is." I remember I looked at him, and I thought this was very odd. Like, there was nothing bad about the guy. He was a nice guy. You know, he was really jacked. Sure, he was maybe dumb in some moments of his life, or a lot of the moments in his life, I would say. But honestly, he was a genuine guy. So I found it very odd, and I remember asking him, "Oh, well, like, what does she want? You know, just ask her that." And I remember that exact moment he said to me, like, "Ask her what she wants from me?" Yeah, man, just, you know, sometimes you can't have everything, right? So see what she wants and just give her what she wants. And that way she'll be happy with you. I thought this was extraordinary advice. You know, happy wife, happy life. That is a very common saying. But in this case, it's happy girlfriend, happy life. And I remember he basically nodded his head. And the next day, I remember basically when I was walking down the hallway, I saw him with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was sitting on his giant lap. And when his girlfriend was sitting on his lap and I was walking by, one thing I noticed was that he pointed at me, and then on top of that, the girl also pointed at me and started shaking her head yes. Now at this moment, I did not know what this meant. I was confused, I was kind of worried, and honestly kind of terrified. Was he talking bad about me? Was he basically, you know, trying to show the girl who to thank for the amazing advice? So I remember I let it slide until after school came around. After school came around, we ended up going to rugby practice, and I remember in the middle of rugby, he ended up running up to me on the field saying, "Yo, Bubba, can I talk to you later in the locker room?" Yeah, sure, bro. I can talk to you," is what I said afterwards. And basically we started practicing for rugby. I remember as we were practicing though, in my mind, I was super confused on what was going on. Like, why would he want to talk to me of all people? And on top of that, why was his girlfriend watching us play rugby? Like, it wasn't even a game, it was a practice. Was she really being a supportive girlfriend after I gave that advice? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the whole time during practice, she was staring at me as if I was like some candy. So I remember I was really confused. And I remember after practice, I ended up getting my gym bag and I went straight for the locker room. And when I got there, I remember I started changing. I remember I took off my shirt and I started taking my pants off until I realized that this giant jack dude walked in with his girlfriend into the guy's change room. I have no idea why his girlfriend walked in as well. I was really embarrassed, and I remember I was kind of like covering myself because, you know, like, who does that? Now I remember as I was standing there, I remember his girlfriend looks at me and says, "Oh yes, I want that one." What? Was she talking about my PE clothing? Was she talking about my locker? Like, what is she talking about? "I want that one." And then that's when I remember the jack dude that was on my team ended up walking up to me saying, "Yo, bro, listen, I'm gonna ask you for a big favor, but you gotta keep this hella low key." Sure, what's up?" "Well, like, basically my girlfriend really wants to like try other people, and like, you know, I don't want to lose her. So like, I was wondering, can you like just do the devil's tango with my girlfriend?" "You want me to do the devil's tango with your girlfriend?" is what I said, just to make sure, you know, I was hearing things right. He ended up nodding his head, and I remember in my mind, I was thinking, what in the world was this guy thinking? Like, what? This guy was not supposed to be Adam 22 or Sneeko. So the fact that this guy was asking me this was very odd. And I remember I was scared to say yes because this guy was also really jacked. So, you know, I was thinking this was some sort of test and thinking that if I said yes, he was gonna punch me in the face. So I remember I ended up saying, "Yo, bro, like, there's no way you actually want me to do that, right?" And then that's when his girlfriend came in saying, "Bubba, like, I know you'll do a lot of the devil's tango, and I really want you to do it to me. Okay, wait, when? Like right now? And then that's when he ended up giving me his address, and apparently I was supposed to go over to his house after school that day. So I remember after practice, I ended up going home, taking a quick shower, and I got back into my car and drove straight to this guy's place. When I got to his place, I remember he lived in a really nice house. His parents were rich, and I will say one thing, he had like a really nice childhood, I guess, in a way. So this happening was very odd to me. But I remember I ended up going into his house. I saw his girlfriend there, and his girlfriend said, oh, like he ended up like not being here. He doesn't like want to like see it go down, but here, we could do it up here. Basically, she ended up grabbing my wrist, taking it upstairs to a really nice bedroom that was definitely his bedroom because I saw his jersey on the ground. And then I remember from there, me and her, we ended up doing the devil's tango. But this is where the story gets really weird. I remember midway through the devil's tango, this girl decides to give me her phone as she's about to, you know, suck on my eggplant. And she says, oh, like, can you film this for him? You want me to film you sucking my eggplant for your boyfriend? Yeah, like, it's totally okay. Are you joking? At this point, I thought this was crazy, but you know what? I did it anyway because, well, I'm not gonna lie, my eggplant was massive. And basically, that ended up happening, and she had it on her phone. Now, I felt really weird taking that video, but at the same time, I mean, I don't blame her. It wasn't the first time a girl asked me to film. But I remember afterwards, basically, after we did the devil's tango, I remember I ended up basically getting my clothes on and leaving the house. And as I was leaving the house, I remember right as I walk onto the driveway to leave, his girlfriend was waving goodbye at the door. And I remember the jack dude that was in the rugby team ended up walking up to me saying, yo, is the job done? Yeah, bro, the job's done, I guess, is what I said, kind of questioning what in the world I just did. He ended up going back into his house and not saying anything to me until the next day. Now, you guys remember how I said I took a video? Well, that video ended up getting sent throughout the school, and that's when people in my school started realizing that I had a basic 7.5 to 8 inch eggplant, and a lot of girls started questioning what in the world I was doing with this jack dude's girlfriend. And I remember a lot of guys ended up walking up to me being really mad at me for basically being a home wrecker. As for other people, they were questioning how in the world would this jack dude letting me hit his girlfriend from behind. Everyone had so many questions, and I remember throughout the entire school day, everyone was asking me the same question. Is it really that big? Bro, like, are you crazy? Why would you do his girlfriend? He would kick your butt. And I remember I ended up walking around that school not really caring, to be honest, because I remember that exact same day, the girl ended up messaging me again to do it again. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I went and did it again with her to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, one thing led to another. I ended up becoming a home wrecker, and they ended up breaking up because apparently he was not happy with his girlfriend about how we kept doing it after that. Yeah, listen, the video thing did not help, but still, I thought it was very weird. And honestly, I wanted to tell this story because of what's happening with Adam22 and, you know, the cuckery that's going on the internet. My advice, get a girlfriend, keep them your own. Don't share it around. It's not an object. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.